Greetings and salutations everybody, welcome back to my latest video. For those of you who are new, I like to make these little videos about things I enjoy and want to share, usually about film. Occasionally I put in something else, like maybe a little arts and crafts or a TV show. Well, most of the time those films are also either horror, whether they're new or old, or movies from the 80s that I feel aren't really talked about these days that are still worth enjoying. But for this one it's a bit older, so before I begin, if you like what you see, give me a little thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting that little bell icon to get notifications for when I put up new content, which is once or twice a week. Though this being the month of October and there being a lot of horror, I'm probably going to put up a little bit more this month. Also, check out my back catalog and share both this video and channel around, as it really does help the channel out quite a bit. Okay, now, for those returning, you may know that at the beginning of this year, in 2022, I started visiting some of these Hammer films. I bought a set of 20 Hammer films and went through them every week. And then I moved on to their Dracula films specifically, which I finished those up, and now I'm on to the Frankenstein films. Now, I'd already seen the first 3 over the past couple of weeks here, and now I'm on to film number 4 from the set. Pretty sure this is film number 4. I may have that mixed up. So I wasn't really, and this one is for the 4th one, which is Frankenstein Created Woman from 1967. But yeah, for my last video, I wasn't really that much of a fan of the evil of Frankenstein. But, I felt like they kind of ran out of steam with that one. But with this one, they mixed it up a bit more and went in a different direction. And anyways, well, here's the synopsis. After being reanimated, Baron Frankenstein transfers the soul of an executed young man into the body of his lover, prompting her to kill the men who wronged him. So this one I enjoyed a bit more, as far as like where they tried to go with it. But honestly, I probably would have enjoyed it more if I'd actually read that synopsis beforehand, or at least watched a trailer or something, because I always try to go in blind with these. And in cases like this one, when it's part of a franchise, I feel like sometimes I kind of build up a certain expectation based on previous films in the franchise or previous adaptations or other adaptations I'd seen since. So in my viewing for this one, it's, it did seem to take a little while to get going for me to kind of get on board with what they were doing. We had this very small, like, day-to-day type of build-up for what's going on with Frankenstein, kind of getting us up to speed and everything. The experiments that he's doing on reanimation now turning towards capturing a soul and putting it into a reanimated body. Now, this one kind of bends the story a bit, because we're going from bending what's known as, what was known scientifically, to bending what is believed via some faiths and spiritual ideals, and building a plot device from that. So it kind of goes into a more spiritual side than the scientific madness side of it. But, as I said, it takes a little while to get going, but if I remember correctly in most of this, the core of this, this whole soul transfer aspect of the story, it took about 40 to 50 minutes to get into that in a movie that's only an hour and a half long. But, this is due to a few factors. The first one is kind of catching us up to speed on what's been going on with Frankenstein since the last film. Another one is introducing us to the characters involved, this woman and her lover, and how everything kind of works within that town, who they are. Also building up who the antagonists are for this story to kind of show how this woman's lover was wronged by them. And then we finally move on to the side of this soul transfer aspect of it. But after that, it actually wraps up pretty quickly, and it's a bit of a downer toward the end. But it's interesting that Frankenstein is a part of a different story in a way, meaning, like, I don't feel like this film was about Frankenstein and his work so much as the man who was wronged and his lover avenging his death. So I feel like it could have been done in any other manner of film, where Frankenstein wouldn't even be part of it. It would hold up just as well. Make it about possession or haunting. Maybe just have a, some other kind of storyline could have been written around that, and it would have been really good. But they seem to find a way to, plug Frankenstein into this story in a way that works relatively well. But yeah, the main thing to just keep in mind if you go into this film is, it's not really as Frankenstein-centric and, as some of the other films, and especially other adaptations. And if you go in thinking a little more along the lines of this being about somebody avenging a wrongful death, first and foremost, with Frankenstein aspect kind of put on top of all that, kind of playing second fiddle to it, it's actually pretty enjoyable and worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this admittedly very quick little video on this series of me going through all these Hammer films. So I'm still going through some more. I got some more Frankenstein stuff and a lot of others. I don't know if I have any more that are going to be in like a long series of like, 5 or 10 films to go through, but I do have a lot of others to check out, plus a lot of other franchises and revisits and everything. Be sure to check out my channel. I've also been posting some videos recently of revisiting different franchises, such as a Friday the 13th franchise has already been completed, and I just uploaded part 4 for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise being revisited earlier this week. So be sure to come by and check those out. Check out that back catalog. There's some good stuff there that hopefully you will enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.